He said that that was one of the things that he regretted most when he was in college. Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. For those who don't know, my name is Jasmine, and today's video is going to be all about giving advice to incoming freshmen that are about to be in college and just giving you guys some tips on things that I thought would have been helpful to know when I first started college. I know this year is going to be completely different. A lot of schools are completely remote. A lot of schools are doing hybrids. Some people get to go on campus, some people don't. I know some schools, just freshmen get to go back, so it's something gonna be different for everyone. Even if you weren't on campus this year, I hope that you can take some of this advice for when you do go on campus, or regardless of what situation you're in. I hope that at least one thing in here can be beneficial to you in some way. But I just hope that everyone stays safe during this time, and that we'll get through it and everyone will get to go back to college the way it was before. I just want to say that I'm very grateful that I even get to go to college, and I recognize my privilege and just the fact that I have the opportunity to go to college in the first place, and I don't take it for granted. But yeah, for those who don't know, I go to SMU, Southern Methodist University in Dallas, Texas. I major in marketing and film at the moment. I might change it, I don't know. I'm all over the place. Let's just get right into this video. Talking about advice, and I hope you guys enjoy it. Make sure to give this video a thumbs up and subscribe if you haven't already. So my first piece of advice is to be confident in your abilities and to be confident in who you are from the very beginning. And the reason I say this is because I wasn't, and like when I first got there I was just very overwhelmed by all the different people. For some reason I just feel like everyone had already accomplished so much. I think it's easy to feel like you don't belong there, and that you didn't deserve to get in for whatever reason, but just know that you're there for a reason and that you gotta make the most of it. For some reason I feel like I was around people that had already accomplished so much more just in high school, and I just kind of set aside all the things that I did in high school. Don't sell yourself short. So my next piece of advice, I feel like this could probably only apply to like medium-sized schools or really big schools, but you have more room to be picky about who you want to be friends with. And what I mean by this is that, like, I feel like in high school, you know, there's only so many people there, and like there's just not as many people there as there are in college. But when you're in college, you're going to be around so many different people, and so many different people with different interests, different majors, so many different places, and you don't have to become best friends with the first person that you meet. My really good friends I met like early on, but we didn't become close till later, till we kept hanging out. I also met a lot more people and a lot more friends just through like just going to clubs and like getting involved in the school. Like, don't be in a rush to meet your very best friend. If you feel like you're forcing a friendship, then I would probably just let it go. Like, you're probably not meant to be the best of friends, and that's okay. But I would just keep looking for friends, because I just feel like it's a lot easier to make friends in college because everyone is nicer, always willing to meet new people, especially when you first get there. Like, no one has friends unless I guess they already know someone going there, but no one really has like a friend group, so everyone's gonna be open to talking to you. Like, it's just really easy to make friends, people at random times in college, because people are just friendly. That brings me to my next piece of advice, and that is to invite people to eat lunch with you and to eat meals with your friends. I think it's a good idea to try and eat meals with your friends at least once a day, whether it be breakfast, lunch, dinner. I don't know how the dining situation is gonna work this semester, but just keep that in mind. I know like last year, one of my really good friends, her name is Ruth, like we became really good friends from eating lunch together. One day we were just like, do you want to have lunch together? And we were like, sure, and then we became really good friends. The second semester we specifically made our schedule so that we could have lunch with each other most of the days of the week, and that was really nice. It was also one of the highlights of my day, just always knowing that I was going to be able to eat lunch with my friends, and it was a good break in the day in between classes. So I highly suggest always making that time to have a couple meals with your friends throughout the week, because it's always really fun and just it's a nice part of the day. Okay, so my next piece of advice is about parties, and that is you don't have to go to parties to make friends. There's a lot of people that actually don't like to party in college, and regardless of whether you want to party or not, like, don't do that now because of Corona. When things get back to normal, like, don't go to a party just because you feel like you have to make friends, because there are plenty of people in college that actually don't like doing that at all, and I was happily surprised to see that was the case in college. Okay, next is to use your free time wisely, and this is something that I cannot stress enough. It's easier said than done, but there are times in college where you will have like 3 tests in one day, or like all your papers due, all the tests in 1 week, and it's really stressful. And then there are those weeks, those 2-3 weeks where there's nothing really due that's important, or like not much going on, so you feel like you can just chill and hang out and everything like that. But during those weeks where you have nothing going on, I would suggest to start studying, even if it's like the bare minimum, because I know that I'm a procrastinator, and if it's not due soon, then like I feel like I don't need to do it. And I'm sorry that the light is like going in and out, but anyways, if it's not due in the near future, like I don't really feel the need to start. But this is something that I need to work on too. But just doing work, even if it's not due, like it's really important that you need to do that, because it's not like high school. Like in college, you have a couple tests, and if you don't do well on those couple tests, then you're not gonna get a good grade. So it's good to just start studying as soon as you can. Okay, so my next piece of advice is to try new clubs and new activities early on, like from the jump. That's something that a lot of people told me to do. A lot of upperclassmen told me to just go to like a bunch of clubs and see if you like it, and if you don't like it at the first meeting, like then just don't go back. It's not that big of a deal. But I think it's just important to try a bunch of things from the start to see if what you like. I tried a bunch of different clubs the first week that I was there, and there were some that I didn't like that I was like, I don't want to go back. And there were some that I actually really did enjoy now, and then I like applied to be on their exec board. So yeah, just keep that in mind. I'm sure if your college is remote that they'll have a lot of online activities for you guys to do, and you can still like join clubs and stuff. Okay, next is to talk to people in your classes, and that's gonna be hard if you're probably on Zoom, but if you're not on Zoom, like try talking to people in your classes, because you can actually become really good friends with people that are in your classes, especially if it's a class that's like for your major, then you're interested in the same thing, and you can become friends. Then you can invite them to a meal. Even if you don't become like that good of friends with them in the class, like at least you have a buddy if it's a hard class to do homework with, or like help with the material or something like that. But it's just a good place to make friends, and it's different from high school. It's just a lot easier to talk to people. Okay, also use Rate My Professor for your teachers and for your classes every semester. I hop on Rate My Professor and look at all the teachers before I sign up for the class, just so I know what I'm getting myself into, because some teachers, it can affect your grade. A lot of times it'll say how they grade the class, if like participation is part of their grade, or like if it's hard to get an A. Definitely look at that before you sign up for a class, so you don't like get there and just like, oh my gosh, I can't do this. If you know like your learning style is not going to work for that professor, there might be another one that's more suited for you that you can take, and it can be a game changer. So okay, next, take naps in college. Naps in college were they were just so much better. They were just exquisite, to be honest. And I didn't take naps before I went to college, but once I got there, like I was taking naps in between classes. I recommend doing that, because I don't know, there's something about naps in college, they're just different. I don't know how to explain it. Maybe it's the Twin XL. So this last piece of advice I think is really important, especially for people that are like more introverted or like more reserved, and that is to make time for yourself, because when you're in college, you're constantly around people. Like in the dorm, there's people always there, and then your roommate, like you have a roommate there, so it's not like you can be in your room by yourself all the time. So I think it's important to make time for yourself and to schedule that in your week or in your day, to always find that time, because you can get really drained from just constantly being around people. Maybe there's a place on campus that is really peaceful and nice, and that a place that you really like to go to, like go to that place by yourself a couple hours during the day, or maybe there's a time when you know your roommate is in class and you can go back to the room and be by yourself for a little bit. Next piece of advice is to talk to your family and to schedule time into your week to actually talk to your family. What I did was like every Sunday we would FaceTime my family, and that was really nice, because you just know that you'll get to talk to them at least once a week. It doesn't mean like you can't talk to them other times during the week, but just like having that scheduled time is always really, really nice. Okay, so this next piece of advice is something that I wish I did more of, but it's advice that one of my dad's friends gave me, and that was to take advantage of the city that you're in. And he said that that was one of the things that he regretted most when he was in college, that he didn't take the time to explore and really like benefit from like the city that he was in, especially if you're out of state and you're gonna be in like a really cool city. Like take the time to explore it, because there's a lot to offer. You get like this really special time to like be in a new city with your friends, like no parents. It's definitely time to take advantage of that city, see what it has to offer for you, and just explore it and see what's there, because it's an opportunity that you're not going to get again. It's something that I really wanted to do. It's going to be harder to do now because of Corona, obviously, but like definitely junior and senior year, hopefully if things are back to normal, that's something I want to do. Make sure like I made the most of my time in college. Okay, so the substitute advice is to look for free stuff that your college offers and look for student discounts. Like, it doesn't hurt to ask wherever you go, like, do you have a student discount? And if they do, hand them your student ID and they'll get you that discount. And college students don't have any money, so take advantage of those discounts. Figure out all those free things that your school offers. It's at most colleges, I think. You can get Microsoft Office for free, like Word and PowerPoint and all of that, and then you can get like the Adobe thing for free as well. So that's like Adobe Premiere, Photoshop, Illustrator, Lightroom, like it's all of that. You get all of it for free. I know SMU, you can get like the LinkedIn, I think it's LinkedIn Learning, I think that's what it's called. Like they have that for free, so you could take classes on things like that. So definitely take advantage of those tools while you're in college, like learn how to use Photoshop, which is also beneficial skills to have for jobs and stuff like that. So you might as well learn how to do it while you're in college when you don't have to pay for it. Take advantage of all that free stuff. I know that I'm gonna start doing that more. That's something I haven't really done yet, but I plan on doing it. This piece of advice is like, it's kind of obvious, but like, don't do it if you don't want to do it. But this applies to like everything. If you're not interested in like a club or activity or something like that, then don't force yourself to do it because you feel like you have to. I feel like in high school, you kind of have the idea in your head that you have to get involved in all these activities to put on your college application, so they see that you're well-rounded and everything like that. And that's something that I felt like I had to do in high school. Regardless of whether I liked the activity or not, I would just like do it. It's like, oh, colleges will see this. But now that you're in college, you don't have to worry about that, and just focus on what you're interested in and you'll be able to find something. That also goes for classes. Don't just take a class because you feel like you have to. Even though you're gonna have to take like those basic classes to get credits out of the way as a freshman, look for classes that best fit your interests, even if it's not like your favorite thing. I don't like science, but I like space and everything like that, so I'm taking solar systems for my science class. I'm staying away from biology and chemistry and all of that because like I can't, but there are other science classes that better fit my interests, so just keep that in mind. Okay, so this next piece of advice is to download these apps like Uber, Lyft, GroupMe, DoorDash, Postmates, Uber Eats. Download all these apps because you don't want to be that one person that doesn't have Uber and then you can't split the Uber, because it's really easy to split Uber on the app. And then you don't want to be that one friend that doesn't have Cash App or Venmo and like you're all going out to eat, but it's easier for one person to just buy it and then everyone pays you back. Like, you just don't want to be that person that doesn't have it, you know what I'm saying? And then also like for GroupMe, a lot of the clubs and activities use GroupMe at SMU. I don't know how other schools do it, but it's definitely just good to have, and like there's group chats on it and everything like that. Okay, so my next piece of advice is to start like making a LinkedIn and start trying to build a resume. As a freshman, that's something that I started doing because I'd never done it before. Well, I hadn't really made like a good resume before. Definitely start making a LinkedIn because jobs will look for students that go to like that specific college in that area, like on LinkedIn and things like that. So it's just good to start making a LinkedIn profile, building your resume, and then also visiting the career center to see what resources they have to offer, because I feel like there's a lot there that a lot of people don't take advantage of, and I honestly don't take advantage of it enough. But it's just good to start doing that as a freshman, so you'll be more prepared when you're an upperclassman, like you actually need to like get a job. My last piece of advice is to get an on-campus job where you can do homework at. I didn't have a job first semester, but second semester I did. I had a desk job and I just helped people with temporary keys if they lost their key, and it was really simple and easy job, and I was allowed to do homework during that job, so it was really easy. You know, you can make money while getting work done. It's like not a waste of time at all, but it's just nice to make extra money so you're not completely broke. Even if you're going to be remote this semester or this year, I feel like your school will probably have some form of virtual on-campus job that's needed. That is all the advice that I have for you guys today. Stay tuned for next week. I got more college videos coming out. Make sure to give this video a thumbs up if you liked it, and subscribe to my channel if you haven't already. And I will see you in my next video. Bye!